Cortana is German. Look at that. Can you believe that? I'd like to talk to Asha about this. Well, this is the good thing that you guys can look at and keep in mind. Is that if you look over at, where the hell is it? Pull this up. Halo Combat Evolved. Is this it? Excuse me. I don't know if I can find the right game. Halo Campaign Evolved, that's it, yeah. Only 25,000 people playing the game is extremely bad. And I think that they're not going to make the money back. I'm going to be honest, they're not. One second. I've got to make sure, because we are doing Roach Review today, and I wanted to make sure we had everything aligned, because I kind of lost track of time. I want to make sure I have it set up. And so, yes, we're going to be doing that for the first episode today. And I want to, okay, let's see. Great, okay, all right. One of the producers just confirmed we're going to be starting it in like 20 minutes, okay, guys? So yes, we're going to be doing it at 6. We're going to start it at 6, and we're going to get everything ready then. So it's Wednesday at Peak Game Hours, exactly. And so this is going to be the first one we're going to do. I'm looking for feedback and everything like that, and they're going to go beyond that, right? 6, by the way, is 25 minutes, okay? So I have more than enough time for crashing out. Let me see. Yeah, he did say. Okay, yeah, because we did actually have a countdown thing. Give me 1 second, I've got to figure this out. That's what was it, 35 minutes ago? Texas, yeah. Anyway, Halo devolves so hard after Reach, it's insane. Well, it's just another thing that's being evolved, and, it's being devolved, I mean to say, right? It's being devolved for really no reason. Okay, I should be able to show this. Give me 1 second, I'm sure I got this right. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. Look at that. Oh, looking good. There it is. There it is. Yeah, it's that fucking easy, huh? How about that, guys? We're going to check clocks and all backwards. Yes, we've got ourselves a little timer and everything like that. And is it Holland cosplaying for Honor? Anyway, yeah, this is what I've said before about how they're trying to make the female characters look more masculine. And nobody wants this. Nobody wants to do this at all. And it's just very, very, very odd. But I think that really, I mean, that's just probably how it's going to get. Brutal LGBTQ is part of the top tags. I think that's probably it. Halo female designs 2010 versus 2026. Do you remember what I said before about how, like, this is one of my most schizo theories? Is that I think that they're trying to create one body type and remove the idea of a feminine representation of women. And I think they're doing this for like a lot of reasons, but I think they're mainly gender-related, political or social reasons. I think that's what's happening. I know this is like a super schizo thing for me to say, but I actually think that's what's going on. It's purple again? Yeah. And I don't know how many of these different like instances are going to happen before I stop thinking that I'm crazy, but it's very, very common, man. What's the... Probably social engineering. Yeah, it's social engineering.
Yeah, big back. That's file.
I don't know if that's true, okay?
You lost so
real. It's funny.
I don't look like fucking Austin Powers.
You look pretty creepy to me, baby. Fun. Hey, well, oh yeah, this is the comparison. Again, it's so obvious,
You
right?
guys are so mean.
So we should fix your balance. something like that. That's the reason why. Very odd, but who knows? What is this? Really? Like, I don't get it at all. Like, holy shit. This is scary. Yeah, this is actually Emily's mom.
You lost.
Oh my god. That's some area. Good luck, everybody else. Good luck, guys. There it is. On gas, no brakes. Holy shit. And I saw this before. It was a while ago. It was $30 I spent on gaming. Oh, this guy beat Power World. That's a lot of time, man. Honestly, it takes a huge amount of fucking time to beat Power World. And the internet's bad. You know, you see one tap and you wait, what? It's bad that a female soldier is able to one-tap a sparker after you get the life of a female NPC in the game. People combat involved. Well,
You can't kill women women in general? They can't be
You
true.
captured Zone A.
What are you?
Okay, no. You can't kill.
You're really smart.
Shoot me?
wait,
What?
so this girl
I'm
one-shot
sorry.
Master Chief?
I have to test it again.
No way.
Okay. She instantly kills you. She instantly kills you. Master Chief.
And the really bad female character that I love is this female character. I don't like this character.
I'm a technical Sergeant Major takes more than brings the armor of a PR campaign to impress me.
You captured Zone C.
Guards aren't the only
You lost
badass
Zone
witnessing.
Yeah, and that makes the internet very, very angry. They cannot believe the kind of sexism that's going on in the gaming world because of this. And that is infuriating to the internet. But what does this take away from the game? And how is this sexist? Let me know in the comments. It's crazy how this is the kind of stuff, by the way, this is the kind of stuff that whenever people say they don't like mobile games, this is exactly what they're talking about. They're explicitly discussing things like this. Default sample? Yeah, he's obviously pretending to not understand the problems. There's a lot of people that do that. And that shows in movies too. Yeah, definitely agree with Mons for this game. I have no idea. But I do hope that, and I will do my best to put all these people out of the job. Hopefully everybody else is, on board with this. We're going to send all these people back to McDonald's, and we're going to get rid of those as much as possible, right? Talk about that. Let's get game activities.
You captured Zone A.
Man, I think that was just a joke. To
You
be fair,
captured
but
Zone
who
C.
knows, right? I'm not sure. Pure Grain Run? Yeah, I wasn't involved in any of these. Okay, guys. You're actually gonna want to debate at some point. I will, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, but I will. Master Chief sees me as the creature of the version. Never really sees or heard a casually talk to him like that. Dump on Master Chief is insulting and out of place. It's because these people actually resent the source material.
You
And they
captured
dislike
Zone C.
the audience the source material created. And they want to subvert the source material by inventing their own media instead of that. That's the reason why. Like, it's actually super simple.
You
Like, it's
lost
the same thing I've said
Zone A.
before many times. where it's like, all you need to do is just assume these people are bad actors, and you're gonna make perfect sense. They can only corrupt them.
Lost zone C.
Oh, yeah. That's really a lot, isn't it? And very cute, yeah. Printed I'll send it to her. I'm sure she use it.
Enemy
And,
team is
yeah,
breaking.
yeah, okay. We'll watch one video, okay, guys? We'll watch one video before you somehow the rings of power
Enemy
has
rally. You lost zone A.
One second, I can remote tab. Okay. There we go.
Science tells us that if a nuclear apocalypse were ever to happen, there are only three things on this earth that are persistent enough to survive the radioactive
You
fires of
captured zone
annihilation.
A.
Cockroaches, dark side abilities, and rings of power. A show that's used to get bunkering on in the face of plummeting ratings, scathing reviews, fan mockery, and worldwide condemnation. Nothing more than sheer
Enemy team is breaking.
I think the most condemning thing about Rings of Power is like actually the dialogue and the costumes. Like the Illendale armor just looks so cheesy and bad. It was almost like they were standing to give that fake TED talk. It reminded me of.
Because they looked at
Black holes along the way. I almost forgot the rings of power was even a thing. I almost warrior almost don't take no shit. Guy Montreal, then boy Sauron with his one finger to the wall. Their absurd fanfic romance, the nonsensical battle scenes, the complete culture of the stories over in
Your team is breaking.
DEI reimagining of Middle Earth.
Your team rallied.
It's a good work, of course, but I had some help along the way. Believe me.
You captured zone A.
The trailer for season 3 came out and it hit me. Oh yeah, they're still making this thing, aren't they? Never in the scope of human endeavor was so little accomplished by so many with so much.
I really
lost
yeah,
zone A.
he's right about that. Like nobody cares about Rings of Power. I didn't even remember like at the end when season 2 came out, like people talked about it for like a week and then that was it. The show has had like equals like zero cultural staying power. There's no memes for the show. Like even The Witcher had memes. Like this doesn't have anything. It doesn't even exist.
Is the most expensive show that shouldn't be on TV. Just like that post-Brexit turd you've been desperately trying to hold in, it's coming no matter what, so we might as well meet this order head on. Season picks up 5 years after the events of season 2, where Simon Mastermind needs
Victory.
a retarded killer group warrant forging the Rings of Power and manipulating orcs into sacking a region, a process that actually took about 100 years of war, but the show helpfully condensed into a few weeks because fuck it, am I right, boys?
I think that's okay.
Anyway, now that the Rings of Power have been created and handed out to the peoples of Middle-earth, Sauron and his wig have turned their attention to forging one ring to rule them all in the fires of Mount Doom. Meanwhile, Guy Landry and her ethnically diverse band of elves set out to discover what the hell he's up to, and this time around, they've got a new friend to help them out.
Wait a minute, is this real? There's like an orc that's helping them? I didn't see this trailer. There's no way this is real.
Please greet me when I
Chat with this show, man. What are we even doing here anymore?
areas and stories that don't have gray areas and gray characters. This is like it's the same thing, ironically, with Halo, right? Where it's like Master Chief is seen as like, you know, he's the hero of the story. He's the one that's saving everybody. But, you know, they're going to turn it into this like, you know, oh, well, there's propaganda and everything else. They complicate things in order to make themselves feel like they're smart.
You know, I'm reasonably convinced if you hooked up a dynamo to Tolkien's grave right now, you'd be able to power the entire fucking universe with how fast it's spinning. That being said, from a purely character point of view, this dude might actually end up being the most likable member of the trio. I mean, it's not like he's got much competition with the world's most insufferable girl boss on one side and this god-awful plank of wood on the other. It's nice that the writers finally remembered that Celeborn exists, though. Guy Landriel's husband and a major figure in the history of Middle-earth who was mysteriously absent for the first 2 seasons, so that Guy Landriel could shake off the shackles of the elf patriarchy and
You lost, so
Let's
she.
tell me, how did that work out for you guys?
You captured Zone A.
It's highly fictional, classical narrative around the demands of modern day identity. It takes kids to bring along reality over and over again, then finally throw their hands up and say it, like we'll bring a black man. She's not going to support this, but okay. Yeah, sure.
She never was, really. I view it as, like, this is one of the weird things, is that this is the same thing that they have in WoW. So, like, Malfurion, Stormrage, and Rondo, basically villains, right? They were, and I view Galadriel and Silverwatch, right? It's the same way. I did that. They're basically equals.
Guys, whatever helps you sleep.
Like, if you do the story, like, I mean, that's why they both had rings.
I guess. Oh yeah, and the Nazgul are in this season as well. This is pretty interesting because they're not actually meant to show up in this point until about 500 years later. But that's okay because we don't chance to give a fuck about this at this point. Just get some recognizable stuff from the movies in there as quick as you can, any way you can. Anything to get people interested in this absolute shit show. If I had to describe what the Rings of Power really is to Tolkien's work, I'd say it's like if someone tried to make a TV show about the complete history of World War II, but the whole thing gets condensed into about 3 weeks. Hitler and Churchill had a brief but passionate love affair before going to war with each other and first defeated their armies on the front lines. The Japanese conquered after World War I in San Francisco Bay. The US Army was about 50% female, and a Puerto Rican Stalin would use his smartphone to order an air assault on Berlin with Apache attack helicopters. It is fucking
Probably still better than Rings of Power.
baffling. It's
You
a
lost, Zone A.
bastardization of the source material on such a scale that I genuinely can't tell if it's malicious subversion or just pure unfair retardation. Either way, the question I keep coming back to is,
What?
I mean, it must have been painfully obvious after season 1 that their dream of capturing the pop culture zeitgeist and becoming the next Game of Thrones through sheer financial power was never going to happen. By season 2, it was even more clear that season 3
Didn't show any of the performance, right? Because the Rings of Power had the right portfolio. And, like, that's one of the coolest fucking parts of the story. Like, that's badass. So, like, why the fuck didn't you show them? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's the, like, they're not showing the cool shit.
You captured Zone A.
You gotta admit, right? I mean, like, I've always had I've had the opinion about Rings of Power that if they were able to just do the one scene where Fingolfin fights Melkor, and it was good, I would forgive the entire show. We haven't gotten anything. Like, there hasn't been anything cool at all. Like, I've obviously kept up with, like, you know, clips and stuff like that in the show. I'm a huge fan of the Ring, so, like, that'll be cinema. Yeah, that's first stage. Who cares?
Zone C.
Like, remember whenever they had Sir Arthur Dayne fight Ned Stark in Game of Thrones? And everybody, like, it's building up to this, right? But that was a flashback. Just say it's a flashback. How do you just it's plot device to show it on camera. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's a flashback. I remember whenever that happened.
All we keep getting was this internet
It's outrageous.
So what the hell are we even doing now? We've got another massively expensive season of a failed show that would have been cancelled years ago. It's made by literally any other network. A weird little holdover from the early 2020s when it really did seem like girl boss driven, HR diversity approved, reimagined into classic companies for the modern audience for the future of entertainment.
They never were. It's just that people weren't allowed to say that they were. So we created a consensus.
Did that work out for you all? Even though Amazon themselves seem to have lost faith in the show and their publicity and release schedule is anything to go by. The first 4 seasons are dropping all at once on the same day, like a gigantic
You lost
tunnel
Zone A.
turd plopping into the toilet bowl with such force that
Lost
you end up
Zone
on the
C.
sudden chilling cold of splashback in your nether regions. I guess to talk about the number of minutes watched for that first week, looking at the release date, it's actually going to be a nightmare for the open bar gang because we're going to have to get through 4 entire episodes of this shite in 2 days.
I might try to watch it. I might try to watch it just because, like, I just want to
You
see
captured
it.
Zone A.
I want to see it.
In this episode, the showrunners themselves keep emphasizing that people can just jump right in with season 3 and don't need to have watched the previous seasons to understand.
You don't have to know what's going on in this show. There's just a bunch of bullshit. Doesn't matter. Like, how is that not like a bad thing? How are you saying like, oh yeah, you can jump in at any time, this like long narrative story, and it doesn't really matter? Like, isn't that a bad thing?
And then,
I'm just saying
it
it
all,
is.
because hardly anyone did bother to watch them, but it also kind of reeks of desperation at this point. Just watch our show. It sucked until now, but we're doing better, okay? Well, it's not okay.
You lost Zone A.
Important as Lord of the Rings, you only get one chance to make a first impression, and Rings of Fire already blew their big time. I guess they'll keep soldiering on quickly towards that 5-season arc like they promised.
You
But as
captured
Amazon
Zone
can
C.
afford all the money they want on stuff like this, but I don't imagine they'll win many people over with it.
I don't know how Jeff's letting this happen. Like, this is Lord of the Rings, man. You're really letting this happen to Lord of the Rings.
Tolkien himself said it best. Evil cannot create anything new. They can only corrupt and ruin what good forces have invented or made. Keep that in mind, Amazon. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Wait,
Didn't he step down? Let me, just a second. Let me go back into the news here. And didn't have the right to talk in a state. Only very few things that we're allowed to do. You know? Maybe that's a good thing, right?
You
Especially
captured Zone
considering
A.
what they fucked up, right? And yeah, what was that? Yeah, it was a video about me, actually. So, tax write-off, perfect timing. Yeah, I guess they're gonna have to do something because it's just so embarrassing. There's the video picture, they give it a like. And like in the show, Court is cruelty is malice and is going to dominate all streaming services. They were all the same for there was another season. Jesus, guys. Cast it into the fire, destroy it.
Enemy
Amazon,
team
no.
is breaking.
Like robots and everything else in the North walking into town. Oh my god, they're just misunderstood. They're gonna open up the remote learning centers. This is like, okay, now we have the in-depth ones, right? Bezos stepped down in 2022, he gets up later. He stepped down, but his he's still own it. Amazon. Like, I mean, he's gotta have some level of play there, right? I'm assuming so. So it's not about money, it's about sending a
Enemy
message.
team
It
is
sure is,
breaking.
and they sent a great message with Rings of Power. And the great message is that hopefully indie circuits can do it better. That's literally it. Other than that, I don't really have any hope for this show. I'm not excited for the show. I just don't really give a shit, right? And yeah, Return of September, there's no power educated Japanese man. I have no idea. And yeah, Director, yeah, he's still in charge of it somehow, right? But I don't really know. And they fucked up Animal Farm, so again, it's more that they want to take classic shows and stories like Animal Farm, and then they want to invert their messages, right? So like instead of Animal Farm being against the dangers of communism, now it's against the dangers of capitalism. Or the rings of power, having all these like, orcs are just misunderstood. Nah, bro, orcs are evil fucking demons that need to be exterminated, right? That's it. Good test for Stephen Colbert and ask if he likes rings of power. I mean, he'll probably say yes, but somebody in the show business has like different obligations to that. I think privately he'd probably give you another answer, at least that would serve him. So, and if he did give you the second, if he said he liked it, I would ask him, like, name 3 fucking have you watched it, right? Oh, probably not, right? Did Andy Serkis do Animal Farm? That's a bad sign. I have no idea. Compared to Andy, our last one, sure really want the ranks content. I'm very skeptical. I think that you're going to have to take the pressure to shift more, and because the problem just like wokeism and that type of ideology is still very much entrenched inside of media and other types of traditional media apparatus, right? And so 24 hours, wait a second, okay, well, maybe get fixed, and I'll get start. I'm going to go ahead.
Enemy team is breaking. You captured Zone C.
Let me just see what it says. Oh, okay, good. All right, so I'm going to explain it. You can explain. All right, good. So we have a show that I've prepared and planned for quite a while. This has been the last month or so. We were going through a lot of the video game shows and everything that's been going on. And one thing that I noticed is that the video game shows were all condensed into like 1.5 to 2 weeks. And I thought to myself, well, does this really help a lot of people who play games? And I think the answer to that is not really. And so the problem is that a lot of people have video games that come out all across the year, and a lot of shows don't really have the opportunity to give them the chance to get that game out there and to promote that game. So I thought that I would make a show that runs on a monthly basis, that's our plan right now, called Roach Review, where every month we look at some of the most viral and some of the most popular trailers that have come out that are games that you might not really know about, games that might not have a huge budget, but games that still might disturb your attention. And this is going to be our first episode, our pilot episode of the show. And I don't know exactly how all this is going to go. I'm not sure, but this is the first test. And